Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom. This is your little big sister, Leah Yehuda Israel, believed to be from the tribe of Judah, Yehuda. I want to first give all praises, all honor, and glory to the Most High Yah. And Yah is the creator of the heavens, the earth, the seas, and all in them is the Most High Yah created. So, good evening, Israel. See outside right here? See? Yeah, it's dark. I don't know. It's about uh 10 something, and I have a special sister on the phone here. One of my sisters, yeah, down from Florida, and we were just speaking, we were talking, and we just wanted to share. I just wanted to share the testimony, and I wanted to her to speak with you and speak about her awakening. And I just want to go back first of all and tell you just a little bit of my story in the beginning and how we met and where she is right now. So, but before all of that, there again, I want to give all praises to the Creator, all praises to the Most High Yah. See. Yah is the creator of life and death, and Yah creates. Yah creates. Yah is the creator. We don't have another savior other than Yah. So here she is. This is our little sister right here, and that's Tootie.
Shalom, everybody. All praise to the Most High. This is your sister, Kyria. I'm glad that my sister invited me to her live just to give my testimony of my experience and how we met, and me being a part of the world and not knowing the creator, the true creator, and believing in the whole Jesus Christ stuff that just said. My journey with me, you know, engaging and understanding with your sisters, it's been amazing. Like the Most High, he could have sent me a lot of different places, but he sent me to meet up with her in Sarasota. That's where we first met at the shelter there.
Yeah.
And
so let me take them back a little bit to before that there. So what had happened was I was living in Miami, and I was with my ex-husband at the time, who the Most High returned back to me. So I was living with my ex-husband, and he didn't want to keep and obey the Most High. I was waking up, and I was working on keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and my husband was totally against it, and he was actually mocking the Most High. So I came home one day, and I'm washing dishes, and I'm just talking to the Most High, and I was like, "Yah." I said, "Yah, will you kill him?" And I heard this, "You go." And I said, "Yeah, but you just gave me my brand new apartment, my new furniture, this and that." And I heard it again. "You go, and I'll provide a way for you and Olivia to walk out the front door." And that was the end of the conversation between me and the Most High. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, we walked out the front door. I was putting my bags out the door. My husband had came from the hospital. He was doped up on the morphine. "Babe, will you put the pizza in the oven?" And I was like, "Yeah, babe." And the living room of the apartment was so small in Miami, it was like in Little Haiti, like 450 square feet. So my husband was in the front room, and I'm putting my daughter, my bags outside the front door, and I hopped in the truck. He think I'm taking her to school down in Miami-Dade, and I jumped on 95, and I go to West Palm Beach to be with my daughter and my grandkids. And then the Most High would have me to drop his truck off and told me to put the keys in the truck, that you're not going to take this truck with you. And I'm glad I obeyed the Most High, because I probably would have been in trouble. So that's when we took our journey, my daughter and I. We started living in shelters. But we lived in shelters, Lakeland, and I think I met sister right here. I met her in Sarasota. So that's where we met, and she is a beautiful sister. And I knew that when the Most High was telling me, this one right here, I kept hearing, talk to her, talk to her. And that's when we started talking. And I can't even remember, how old were you back then, sis?
I was 18, and now I'm 22. So it's been a while. It's 2017 to now.
Wait, can you say that again? Say that again.
2016.
Okay, the phone had fell. I'm sorry.
Wow, and it's like, even when I first met you, it's like other people, they wasn't mentally spiritual on that level to understand where you were coming from, speaking about the Most High. So they were doing the same thing they did to the Most High, back in the day. message out to his people of who he was, and they were just basically mocking him and this and that. So it was like people was making mockery of you speaking of the Most High, which is their creator as well, but they don't know with the fake Christianity, and they're so in tune with the just the pagan beliefs as far as in them being Catholic, and it's sad. It's sad because they're like blind sheep walking around bumping into walls and stuff. And I'm glad that the sister here she basically opened up my eyes.
Praise God.
To basically pass the word to me.
Praise God.
Some people can know the word and not even refer. You should be sacred, but it's not, because the Most High gives everybody free will, and her will was to originated who I came from, what my nationality.
Yeah, and the thing about you, sis, is that I have a bad connection on this phone. But the thing about
her, for the first time I met her, my child at the time, I had to teach my child about as well, because it was something new and it was something believable, more believable than the Jesus Christ stuff. And I can never go back that way. It's sad because I would never go back to that. It's
Praise
like
God. Praise God.
It's basically like you're kind of putting yourself into a tortured position to not know where you from and just taking anything that comes your way just because it sounds good. And when sister was speaking about the Most High, most of the females in there, it didn't sound good to them. But if they were something else that was unbelievable, they would have went with it because of just the fact that this is what the people are forcing them to believe, and this is what they know. So I'm glad that I got the word, and I met the Most High manifested His way into my life.
Yes.
And just transitioning me from where I was into where I am now.
Man, all praises to the Most High.
A lot of people that's young, not a lot of young people are willing to tap in and to be spiritually awakened because they're focused on the things that's going on in the society, the distractions, the music, the provocativeness in music, all types of stuff. Not a lot of people my age are actually tapped in and believe in knowing the Most High. And that's where the lost sheep, they fall under the lost sheep category.
Excuse me, sis.
Not only are they lost, but they're blinded and deaf as well with it.
Sis, how old are you again? How old? Because the phone had fell. How old were you when I met you, and how old are you now?
18, and now I'm 22.
Wow, you sound amazing, y'all. You really have evolved. Because I remember when I was speaking to you, you gave an ear. That's one thing about you. You did listen. We had many conversations throughout the shelter here and there, and you gave an ear. You really did listen. But you didn't understand everything. I know you didn't understand, and I knew that I felt like Yah was telling me because what the Spirit was leading me like, this his child, this one right here. I want you to talk to her. And that's when we started having the conversation. And then when I left and I ended up in Virginia after we finished with Florida, and then you contacted me like a couple of months later, and you was like, sis, I get it. The Most High. And I was like, wow, praise Yah.
It's like at the time, and I agree with you as well, at the time, it was something pulling me into, the Most High pulled me in to continue to communicate with you because it was something that I had to know. And at the time, it didn't come clear at first, but as the days went by, as the months went by, and I got the open understanding with the Most High, and was continuing to understand, because, everybody lean on their own understanding, but once the Most High directs somebody to you and put that person in your way, it's like you can't avoid it, especially if it's nothing but good acknowledgement to get from the conversation, to get from the person's energy. So I didn't understand that first, but I fully understand it now, and I know it's a lot more for me to learn.
Yes,
in
me
my
too. Yes.
In my journey with the Most High, but right now, all I need to know is Yah is our Savior. There's no other person besides Him. No Jesus Christ. No other entity besides Him. Like, I know that.
That's all
Ain't nobody
right,
else tell
sis.
me. Nobody else tell me to call on no
Praise
other.
Yah.
You know, it's that can't nobody tell me to call on no other entity because those other gods and stuff that they tell you to call upon, those are entities. Those that is not of the Most High. That's an abomination.
Abomination.
And I'm
So
pretty
she on
sure
fire,
they know
yo.
that.
Hey, let me tell y'all something else about this sister. She can sing too. She has a beautiful, beautiful voice, and she made it all the way to American Idol. But I knew in my heart, I ain't say nothing because it wasn't my place to say at the time. But I was like, she not going. This is a child of the Most High. She has a beautiful voice, supposed to sing to the Most High. She's not gonna get to that American Idol. And that's an idol. That's another snare right there. No, y'all don't want his
That is
children in that.
there, and now I understand that as well too. It's just like even like when we hear American Idol, it fascinates them because how they display it to them, how they burn it. Oh, this is a show, or this is a presentation for people to come make their dreams come true. Make your dreams come true for who? Y'all are the Most High. Because I'm basically coming here
Praise
to
Yah.
sing for y'all, be an idol for y'all, or this and that. I don't want to be an idol for nobody.
Praise
Cause
Yah.
that's another,
Look at
like you
Yah.
said, that's the snare itself, an idol. Like, I
Right.
don't want to be like that. No, ma'am.
Wow. Look at Yah. This is a blessing, yo. This sister right here. This is not the same sister I met when she was 18, yo. She has like evolved. Like, wow. She is a powerful sister in Yah. Yo, and then what about the trip? She made it all the way down there to American Idol, but the people you said you met on the bus, they were speaking some truth, right?
Yes. Like, they were basically, the people on the bus, like, they were basically, I told them where I was going and everything, and for the ones that were spiritually awakened, but I didn't really, I didn't know like that, and since I was just, getting tapped in myself with the Most High, I didn't, like, that might not be something you want to do, saying that you were saying,
Wait a minute, she went away. This stupid phone. Ugh. Since you went away. Wait a minute, we didn't hear anything. Sorry, sis, I got to interrupt you. My phone went out or you went out. Can you say all of that? They said that this is something you probably don't want to do when you was on your way to Orlando, going to American
yeah,
Idol.
there was like you might just want to sing for the Most High. Like, basically, they knew that it was, another form of like I can't even get the word of it, but it's another form like a snare. But it's a word I want to say, but I can't get it out. But they knew that it was nothing but evil works, like the whole entertainment business, all that. Who I'm singing for, these people being judges, they gotta
Yes.
judge whether or not you can make it on or not. Like, that's not what I don't want to be judged by them with my voice. I want to be judged by the Most High with my talent, because I know He's gonna judge me in the righteousness through all my voice and my just me doing the work for Him, everything.
All
I don't need
praises.
a judge. Even the judges at the even the judges at the courthouse, like all these different judges and it don't make you feel right doing it, knowing that it's not for y'all anyway. But I don't want nobody judging me for my voice, even if it sounds off or not. Like, I can have you being my judge. It's
All
still
praises
a
to Yah.
representation of evilness. Like, when you
Yes.
think about it.
Yes, all praises to the mighty Yah. And you found some interesting information that you were sharing with me today on Christopher Columbus. You were doing some research. You found a lot of good information. Will you share with us about that?
Yes, I will share. I'm doing a YouTube channel myself. I was gathering. I actually went downtown Tampa a few nights ago, and I
Praise
was
Yah.
walking downtown and saw a lot of different monuments of different people that they have. That, like, it's basically like an appraisal thing. Like, they have these different monuments set up and constructed a little bit of every 20 feet downtown Tampa. So I found the monument of Christopher Columbus, and I did some research about him because I'm like, why is he so important for them to have him just displayed to the public like this? And like what I've learned in elementary school and even in middle school, that he was like a voyager, adventurer that founded the Americas. I'm like, well, I did some research myself, and basically it's just a lot of untold truths about this man that kind of will disturb you if you don't do your research and you've just been succumbed to believe that this man founded America. Like, he and his other voyagers came down here and sold the land of the inhabitants of the West Indies people.
Wow.
He was sent down here by Queen Elizabeth and by the King Ferdinand.
Knowledge
and
is power.
They had made an agreement that if he come down to America and find the pearls and gold, he'll get 10% of what he do find. And so him and his clan came down here. They forced the inhabitants of the West Indies that was already settled in America to believe in Christianity. They even sold these people as slaves to the Spaniards, and then they did a lot of wicked stuff down here. And it's like the Pope had everything to do with it as well, because he sent him down here.
Yes,
and he's the one that initiated for him to get the 10% of whatever he did find. So the divinity that he found that was never his, that's what these people worship today. The money, basically, if you don't have the riches, you're not nothing in the United States of America. And this world is wicked. It's a lot of stuff uncovering itself, and it's actually a lot of stuff that you can research that not a lot of people will do so, because they're already been forced to believe this one specific thing, in which they learned years ago when they were a child, or just passed on by their own parents. Some people's parents don't even have the knowledge to even teach them these things, because they're still underneath that Roman Catholic belief stuff.
Right.
So that's why a lot of people got to wake up sometime.
Yes.
Someday, hopefully.
Now, what about now you're down there in Florida. I was raised in Florida, although I was born up north here in Detroit and Michigan. I was raised in Florida, and we ate a lot of unclean foods. And the Most High, He sets a difference in the clean and the unclean. And I did a lot of my father did a lot of pork ribs on the grill. We used to do a lot of shrimp and crabs, and I mean, we loved that unclean food. Down there, we had crab boils. I mean, I used to do these things with my children. I used to do this down in Florida, like shrimp, crabs. I'm going to buy crabs done. I'm going to make my own crabs. I'm going to saute them. What do you think about the dietary law, how the food is that we're taking in by the enemy?
Well, it's a lot of that going on down here anyways. It's like, instead of people cooking soul food nowadays, their soul food is the unclean food that the Most High mentioned inside of the Bible, like the crab, the crawfish, the shrimp. Like this type of dish, unclean food, should I say? Because it's not a dish.
Right.
That I won't want served on my plate.
Exactly.
Especially
Praise Yah.
That it's unclean.
Praise Yah.
This is what people eat every day, like drinking water. They eat it every day.
I know.
And it's sad because it got their mind so unfiltered and stuff.
That's right, sister.
It's sad because their mind is clogged up with all this unclean stuff that it's hard for them to open up and think and know what's going on around them, and spiritually, mentally.
That's right.
These unclean. It's an abomination of the Most High. Like it's written inside the Bible, the Old Testament as well.
Praise God.
This food is. It got their brain so clogged up. Their mind is so clogged up. They can't even think openly. They can't even differentiate Jesus Christ from the Most High. They're still believing in the Roman Catholic stuff that was forced upon them back even when Christopher Columbus came.
Right.
To believe in Christianity.
Right. That's right, sister. Boy, you've been doing some extensive research, right?
Yes, and it feels good to know the truth. It really does. It feels great.
Praise Yah.
And it's like it makes you more open-minded to seek more.
Right.
And as long as you got the Most High, He would direct you to whatever you're trying to look for.
Exactly.
It might not be directly when you ask Him, but it's going to come along your journey, along your day. And when you pray at night, it might come in your dream or something. Whatever you feel, he'll bring it to you, and he brought it to me, and I'm glad that he has been, because it's a great relief.
Great. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Sister, what a wonderful testimony. And you said you'll be having your YouTube video soon. Tell us about that.
Yes. The YouTube video is about the idolism documentary in Tampa, Florida, here where I'm at. And it's a lot of that going on. Like, it's a lot of that that has already been going on, to the fact that even the people that passed away over 100 years ago, they even set themselves as basically an idol for these people. I'm not gonna lie, the white supremacists, to basically monument them. Like, they had a record for them to monument them. And it's like, why are you guys monumenting these people? Got them big as they as statues in public areas. People jogging past these statues. People, have it's hotels around these statues. And I would expect for it to be downtown, because that's where all of the evildoers, that's where they all dwell at. That's where they work at the city courthouse. Like, everything downtown in that area, it's nothing but evil energy. As far as in you being spiritually awakened, you would have that feeling to know that it's evil energy, just for them to have these statues up. Like, what is the true meaning of these statues? Like, why are you guys appraising these statues? And more than y'all is appraising the Most High or trying to seek Him.
Right.
You guys are basically praising these statues.
And that goes back. I'm
pitiful.
sorry. That goes back to Exodus 20. The Most High said that we shall not make any graven images or bow ourselves down to them, and that's all we see in the graveyard. I was checking that out. All you see are crosses and images of the idols, JC. That's all you see are graven images, and that's a snare unto Israel. And the Most High said for us not to make any likeness of anything that's in heaven above or that's in the earth. Or the seas, and those graven images, they're everywhere, and every church, every time you turn around, all over Florida. I'm from Daytona, down there in Miami. Everywhere you go, you see a church on every corner. There's a church everywhere. That's all you see is a church.
And it's like, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's okay, sis.
The graven, that's the right word for it, graven images. Like, they really took their time to construct these things and implement it here. It is for their own reason. Like, to other people, it could be a sightseeing thing for them to observe and look at it. But in reality, it's more deeper than that. These people, they did their own evil works that they acknowledge. That's why they have them up there. Like, they know why they got these graven images up there. The same evil works they did. That's what they're acknowledging of. It's kind of sad, because they acknowledge the slavery. They acknowledge every wicked thing they done did upon our people, to where they know. Yes. It's like, we're so lost, we don't even know why.
Yes.
They got them up there.
Yes.
And they can just walk past it and laugh right at you for walking past it, because they know what this person represented, what type of work they did in their history, to where they are today, to why they're on top, why they're the majority and we're the minority. Like, the Pope, how he created the government to enforce these laws and to make us abide by these laws. It's to the point where basically they happy when you get a traffic ticket and you have to go to court. They happy when you gotta, give them all your information so they can keep it on file inside of the courthouse.
Right.
It's like a lot of stuff they're happy to do, because they know they're doing it for our people.
Right. And that's why we're not to participate in census and voting. We're not to do those things. The Creator said that in Deuteronomy 17, that He will set a king over us, and it would be one of our brethren. Even Obama is not a Hebrew Israelite, and Obama didn't do anything for us. We're not to be counting the census. King David counted Israel, and the Most High punished him. So that what is your take on voting, sis?
Yes, and this is you kind of manifesting in what I was talking about earlier to myself and my companion. Like, I was talking even about the voting thing. Like, why should we have to vote if we never initiate a government to vote for a president? This is not what we initiated on in the first place. Our ancestors did never initiate for a government to be put into place in the first place.
You're not even a person. You're not even a whole person according to their government. The Hebrews aren't even a whole person. Like, so why are you wasting your time anyway? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're basically voting. You're basically participating in the wickedness that they formed as this government. To like you're initiating it by voting, putting your input in something that you never built it. We ain't never built this government in the first place.
We came here to serve our enemies. That's what we came here to do. We are in captivity. And so your vote doesn't mean anything. You're a slave. You're a slave to the system. We have to depend on them. Deuteronomy 28:48. I think it is in the neck for nakedness, for clothing, for food, for drink, for everything. So what do you feel about the Black Militia Group with Grandmaster J? I think that's another setup, a government informant. Because come on, really. Really, this man does not even represent the Most High. He has a big old Kemet cross sign upon his neck. He's leading our people astray, and you have Israelites saying that this is okay. This is not okay for us to join a group. That's not what the Most High told us to do. You're gonna get slaughtered in your captivity. We don't own anything. You have to depend on these people for your communication, for your water, for your food. So what Black militant group is gonna do for you? It's gonna do nothing, Israel. You gonna do nothing?
Yes, it's like, and even I agree with everything you're saying, because we have, now that you just, reverted back to why we're in captivity in the first place, because the Most High said, do not dwell upon your enemies, do not even communicate with them, don't engage. Like, we did that anyways. We kind of put ourselves in this situation because he did tell us to avoid them at all costs, and we still allowed them to manipulate us and talking to them,
telling us about, that's right.
It's a lot of stuff we did go against. So that's why we're going through this today, because we're still doing the same thing. We're still, some of our people still dwelling with these people, still, engaging themselves with these people, like you said, with the voting thing, making their vote count when it don't count anyways. To them, it does not count.
Thank you. I'm so glad I met you, sister. You are so wise. You have a great understanding. Yo, it didn't even take long. Praise Yah. So happy to have a sister like you.
It was because I was eager to. It was like, it was kind of like how the guy, I forgot his name, the so-called Jewish man, he killed all his people because he came into the realization of knowing that they were not the real Jew. And he was told the lie. What his name was?
Hitler.
I forgot his name.
Hitler.
Yeah, and I was wondering, even like they tell you stuff at a rudimentary level, like being in elementary and middle school, they tell you stuff at that level, like the Christopher Columbus thing and the Hitler thing. They made it seem like he just killed all his people because he was a mad man. In reality, he killed his own people because his own people killed off the inhabitants of that land and maneuvered their way there to settle as a whole, and made their own people feel like they were the real Jews when they were not. It were it was black Jews that was living there way before they even got there, and that's why this man killed them, because he felt like by him knowing that truth, it made him mad and furious, and like that kind of made him just take it out on everybody, because it's like y'all all gonna. Most High gonna strike y'all all down anyway, so I might as well get it out the way, since this is the lie that I was told, and he was more open to the lie. Like, it came clear to him to know that it was a lie, and to know that what was told him, that's why, he did what he did.
Wow, we are really in a mess. I mean, another brother just got shot, looked like up in Philadelphia, that was murdered. So our people are continuously being hunted down, and it all goes back to the Most High. And he said that if we did not keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, that all of this evil would befall us. So
guess what, sis? You know how the Most High got commandments? This God got amendments.
Say that again.
They're amendments and have amendments.
You're breaking up, sis. Wait.
Laws that he already said.
Say that again. This phone is so raggedy. Let me try to take off the Wi-Fi or something. Ugh. Okay, can you say that again? What were you saying? You there, sis?
Okay, I thought the phone had went off.
It did. Say that again.
I said, like the government, like the Most High has His commandments for His people to abide by, and for them to abide by, and so whether He can judge them by righteousness, this government has amendments for others to abide by. This government is just making mockery of the Most High laws,
You're right.
trying to make it similar
Yes,
or trying to revert it in their own aspects for
Yes.
people to fight more than they should abide by the Most High, and that's not right.
Right. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. You awake, sis. You wide awake. You ain't going back to sleep. Praise Yah.
People said Jesus Christ, so you basically putting yourself in a spell. Like it's brainwashing you. Because even back in those days, it was never a J, it was never an L. Everything was written in Hebrew language. So we were reverted from our own language to speak this language, and we're basically speaking a lot of different wicked stuff, but we can't control it at this point because the Most High already told us, like, this is what's going to happen by us continuing to dwell with these people, by, uniting with these people, by letting these people in the first place.
Right. And that's Deuteronomy 7, where the Most High said, do not make marriages with them, and that we were to utterly destroy them, and we did not do that. And that's where we are today, making marriages with them, and they're ruling over us, all of this and that there. But the Most High said further down, Yah said that He will destroy all of these nations little by little, and that's what the Most High is doing. He's destroying these nations little by little, and He told us not to be afraid. We're to keep His laws, statutes, and commandments, and we have no fear. We have no fear. We have no fear when you walk with Yah. But you're right.
And it's like it's a lot of distraction out here in this world as well. Like the government, they make these celebrities.
Right.
And the celebrities are all funded by the white supremacists according to what they want them to put out here and for the public to hear. Like even for some of the families and children, like they put out a lot of wicked stuff in these music for people to listen to and for people to tap into, and it's like it's distraction of what's really going on. It's like every other day it's something new, it's something different. It's a lot of different episodes going on to get your mind all mumbled up in what this world has going on in the first place.
Right.
So it's a lot of distractions out here, and I just wish that some of our youth can wake up, like people that's my age or a little bit older, or maybe in general, all people can wake up, but you can't get everybody to wake up because, like the Bible said, only 2/3 of its people. My bad, my throat. But 2/3 of the people, that's what He's gonna keep, or that's what He's gonna destroy.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. And we want to hear some music from you when you start singing for the Most High, because all this music I hear is garbage. They all it's about is sexual perversion, like you said. You hear